If you want to be a director, find others who want to be actors. Find someone who wants to be a cinematographer. Team up, make things. Hi, I'm Sally El-Hosaini and I'm a filmmaker. I wrote and directed the feature film My Brother the Devil. I co-wrote and directed the feature film The Swimmers, and I'm just in post-production on another film that I'm co-directing called Unicorns. As a writer-director, sometimes I write things that I want to direct, but then also I'll get given scripts that people want me to direct. So a director's job is to have the vision for the whole project. Usually it'll be your responsibility to cast and crew up the project. So you'll choose the actors, but you really try to cast the right crew for the project. And then it's your responsibility to make it happen. So to manage all different departments, whether it's the technical side of things, like talking to the cinematographer and finding a look for the film, costumes, hair and makeup, sound. Something that I do very early on is start to gather music for the film and make a playlist and think about which composer and start that process early. Also, one of my closest collaborators is my editor. So very early on in a project, I'll send the script usually to him and we'll have lots of discussions about the editing of the film. And it's nice to start that very early and not just to think about it after you've finished filming. There are lots of female filmmakers that inspire me. I love Lynne Ramsay's films. I think the French filmmaker Céline Sciamma is also really interesting. And it's worth mentioning that a lot of male directors are interesting to me as well. But your inspiration for filmmaking come from all sorts of places. So I was really into poetry when I was a teenager and was obsessed with Sylvia Plath's poems. Also my love of photography as well. So there are photographers like Sally Mann, for example, who took photographs of her children. I really love her work. Your inspiration doesn't have to just be other filmmakers and films. It can come from all sorts of places. My interest in becoming a filmmaker came from my love of words and poetry and also photography. I don't think there's any specific programs. People should watch what they like, but a lot of my interest is in storytelling, and that comes from a love of reading. And as a child, I just read everything. I wasn't into films actually, and my imagination, and then taking photographs and developing them myself and thinking about making images and how images are made and looking at the light and how those are constructed and where the frame is and how an image tells a story. There's a lot of roots into directing, and you find even sometimes editors become directors. You know, there's not one way in. When I was starting out, I definitely felt that this industry might not be for me. I didn't go to film school and I didn't know anybody in the industry. I didn't know how to break in or how to get the first steps to becoming a director, and that was really what I was interested in. And so I ended up finding this amazing place where you could learn practical skills like a trainee as an apprentice, and I spent a year there learning very practical skills in theatre and in making shorts, and we made corporate videos. That was where I met other people who had the same interests as me, who were at the same level as me, and I think it's very important to find your tribe. You know, the people that are at your level when you were starting out, you grow with them, and in fact the editor I still work with, that's where we met. Starting out can be daunting, and my advice would be start making films. You know, when I was starting out, I had this preconceived idea that it was very complicated because I needed a film camera and it was very hard to even access the equipment. And now everybody's got a smartphone. Find other people who have the same interests as you and put things together, make things, edit them, put them on YouTube, show them to people, submit them to short film festivals. Just start doing it, because filmmaking is so practical. It isn't just the brainchild of one person. It's quite hard to do it in isolation, and the product is always better when you do have multiple brains on it. So if you want to be a director, find others who want to be actors. Find someone who wants to be a cinematographer. You know, team up, make things, and that's the way you learn.